My injury occurred in June of 2016. I was coaching soccer at that time. There was a 15-year-old boy who was frustrated that day with practice, and I happened to just say the right thing or the wrong thing. And he just lined up and drilled me with the ball, hit me right in the forehead from about 8 yards away at about 50 miles an hour. So sent my head backwards this way. I got whiplash here. I actually felt my brain hit the back of my head here. And I knew immediately I had a concussion. This was my fourth. And the other three, I had similar initial symptoms, those being sensitivity to light, sensitivity to sound. I literally was in bed for at least 2 weeks recovering from these types of symptoms, seeing a neurologist. The diagnosis of concussion was consistent at that point. And those symptoms lasted for about 2 full months, which was longer than any concussion that I'd ever had. And then about 3 months later, those subsided and I was left with all this other stuff going on. The best way I can describe what post-concussion disorder feels like is as if you can imagine your brain is like a TV, and it has all the plugs that go in for audio, visual, sound, all those things. And it's take all of those out, mix them up, and plug them all back in, and then try and create a picture with sound and make sense of that picture. Everything is affected when that perception is broken. It's almost like a feeling of like, we need to get out, you need to abort this mission. We need to get out of here. It's suicidal thinking spontaneously will arise. And fortunately for me, I studied meditation. I've been through bipolar disorder. I've been in therapy for a good portion of my life. And I can watch these things come up and say, that's not me. Or that's an odd thing. I don't know what that is. But many, many people cannot do that. That's when I started to notice I couldn't do simple math. I couldn't read anymore. I could look at text on a page and I'd see letters. I could see the letters. I couldn't make sense of what that meant as a word. I had just started a business in 2014 doing small business consulting, so that was just starting to get rolling at that time. And then I was also working as a stylist in my salon in my home, doing that part-time. And the salon business saved me because I could no longer consult. I could not do the math I needed to do. I could not organize lists. So I went to my neurologist, and fortunately and unfortunately, I am diagnosed bipolar. So in his mind, there's nothing wrong with me. So his response was, well, go see your psychiatrist. And for me, that was like a death sentence almost. It was a dead end, a roadblock. Now what do I do? He thinks I'm crazy. I went to my psychiatrist, who happened to have in his office someone who did cognitive testing. And she evaluated me, and she was the one who recommended that I see Dr. Zielinski. And so that's how I found her. Everything that she was doing was addressing the things that I knew I was having difficulty with. You can feel, oh, wow, when I do that, I feel something that's not right. This is not working right. And you can really feel it when you're taking those tests. The fascinating thing about what's happened as a result of these lenses is that I am now, so back in 2004, I was diagnosed bipolar. I've been medicated for over 15 years for that diagnosis, and I am now completely off medication for a year and a half. But when I got my first set of glasses, when I first got those, about 10 days later, I put them on at the house, and the second I put them on, I looked up at the TV and I could read. I think I asked Dr. Z this question about 2 or 3 appointments ago. I wanted to know, where am I at? And she said, when you came to me, you were probably about 20% functioning. And now I'm 85% of the way there to recovery. So I am so happy, so positive about all of the progress and changes that have occurred and all the progress I've made. It's been a long recovery.